there is a lot of differences between these two hope-core superhero films.
Both of these films use stylistic choices in their filmmaking and storytelling to tell the dark and light of the superhero genre, with both concluding with a message of hope.
Magic versus manpower, for lack of a better phrase, Superman is more of this celestial force. He came from the stars. His powers are powers. They are super. They aren't natural for Earth. Versus how, at his core, Batman is just a dude with a lot of money.
Batman holds off on fancy editing techniques for the really big fight scenes or stuff where it's a safety concern, i.e. him gliding off a building or when there's explosions in the film. And even then, the production crew is very intentional about making it still feel grounded. A lot of the production is used in a light stage in which the city is composed of images in a surround area. There's still a lot of practicality in terms of there is like an actual Batmobile and a car that the Penguin uses, but they still try to make it feel very grounded, which is the nature of this character as compared to Superman.
The setting also has a very important part in both of these films. Gotham and Metropolis are very different. It's in the names. Gotham and Metropolis. Gotham is very goth. It's very black and white and monochromatic. Versus in Metropolis, it's always very bright and sunny. It is very metro.
This kind of adds to the namesake, but also the ideals and challenges these two superheroes face. To speak more about the editing and the cinematography of these two films, in Superman, we counted there's at least 3 match cuts in the film. There's also plenty of shots where the camera is just spinning around the focus, often Superman movie, which it needs to be, because the guy's flying around and fighting these creatures and robots and fantastical things, and he himself is a fantastical alien being. Versus the Batman, we have these choreographed fight scenes on the ground. Batman's fighting other real people, not fantastical creatures. Batman also holds off on fancy editing techniques. Where you see match cuts or something more complex in terms of a cinematic shot is during the chase scene or some of the more complicated fight scenes or action scenes. The rest of the movie, for the most part, is a lot of just establishing shots or close-ups, which also adds to like the intimacy of the character. He's very serious, very grounded, and we want to see that reaction. Versus Superman requires wider shots and is more flashy because the guy is flying around in the sky beating these fantastical creatures.
The stories are almost parallel to each other in the Batman and Superman as well.
Both of these characters are challenged as to what they think they know, finding out the truth, but in the end, go through this transformation and still choosing to believe in people and choosing to be good. Superman is very fantastical and requires that from its filmmaking. It requires heavy VFX. It requires a bright, vibrant set. It requires all that to show the hope of Metropolis. Superman is not the explicit symbol of that, but does require this flashy mise-en-scène and whatnot to convey that. Batman is just a man, and he needs to have a very grounded, gritty reality that shows the morally gray issues he is facing. Both of these films are very different in their stylistic choices, with one choosing that groundedness and the other choosing the fantastic over-the-topness. Both of these superhero films, in a grounded way and then a very fantastical way, handle the superhero genre, with one being very grounded in its production and the other being fantastical. And that's what makes them different, but also concluding with a sense of finding hope, going towards the light, believing the good in people and choosing to be good yourself, which is what all superheroes aspire to be and aspire others who watch them to be.